In order to perform a DocAve Granular Backup Restore, log into DocAve. Over on the left, click Data Protection, and then click Granular Backup and Restore. Up at the top, click the Restore tab, and then click Start with a Time-Based Restore. This is going to give you a calendar view of all of your recent restores. You can, of course, browse back in the calendar if necessary. Here's a backup job that I just completed based on that plan that I just created. If we click on that to select it, it's going to give us the ability to drill down through that content. It shows us the farm that the backup was performed on, it shows us the web application, and here is the site collection that I backed up. I can continue now to drill down looking for the specific content that I want. Let's say that a user accidentally deleted a document permanently from SharePoint. So I drill down to the documents library, go into items, and here we can see all the specific items that were in that library. Here's the PDF that I'm looking for, so I'll select it and click OK. Down at the bottom we click Next. You can restore the content in place, out of place, or out to the file system. In place will put it back where it was. Out of place lets you select another place in that SharePoint farm. Restore to the file system could let you save it to a desktop or a shared folder on the network. In this case, I'll go with in-place restore, and I'll click Next. Conflict resolution options can become important if that document is actually still in the original location. Now in this case, I'm not restoring a container, such as a folder or a library, so I'm not too worried about that, but we could have content-level conflict resolution. If we've checked to make sure the content is not there, then it's not that big of a concern. But perhaps the user has told us that the file is there, yet it won't open. It's in some way corrupted. Well, in that case, I'd probably want it to overwrite that particular file. We have a few options in here to choose from. Check to see if it's in the recycle bin. Include apps, which will mostly be if you're restoring an entire site. Exclude users or groups without permissions. Perhaps permissions have changed since that backup job. Do you want to leave users out instead of restoring them back and restoring their permissions? Restore all versions, or you can restore only a certain number of versions. Would you like to restore the workflows, including running instances of the workflows? And down at the bottom, would you like to receive a notification when that particular restore is complete? I'll leave the defaults in place and we'll click Next. The final step, would you like to restore immediately or would you like to configure this job to run later? If it's non-critical and you want to push it to off hours, for instance, that's where you could use the schedule. We'll do the restore now though. And we'll click Next. The last step of the wizard is your overview to review all the choices you made. If everything looks good, down at the bottom I'll click Finish, and that will kick off my restore job. We can see it says at the top the job has started, and we can check the job monitor to watch its status. Thank you for watching this short video on performing a granular restore using DocAve Granular Backup and Restore.